to sweating like I always do during this?
Why do you sweat just talking?
Because I'm emphatic. That's all.
Well, you are a little emphatic. I don't know if
that's what
I'd call you like
in Mississippi.
Majorly emphatic.
Well, in Mississippi, that's you don't want to call me what I really am because maybe something might actually happen. So that's what my parents have always called me. I'm a little bit emphatic. I'm a little bit eccentric. You know.
I mean, you just go on a good diet and you'll become less emphatic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. And as long as I pray daily.
Are we talking about how fat and sweaty he is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That and one other thing, but
Oh, the boner?
Wow. It's hard to miss, isn't it?
I mean, it is.
That's just bad. He always has a boner when he's in a room full of guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, that's fine. I understand. It's flattering.
That's just how he shows his love for the homies.
Yeah.
Guy who always has an erection when he's with his friends.
I like
a
the
good
idea
character.
that if there's any lady enters the scene, it's immediately
immediately it flops down. But if it's all guys, he's just rock hard.
Yeah.
Nobody even minds. Everybody's just like, oh, it's flattering. Yeah.
His wife peeks in. It's just like, hey, did you pick up the new air filters? It just goes immediately flat. I got him!
Yeah.
I got him! It's fine!
We're trying to watch the game!
And she's just like, okay. That closes the
Okay,
door.
honey.
It rises right back up. Anyway, guys.
It rises like a piston, too. It's like not even like, it inflates slowly. No, just straight back up. Welcome to the AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
I like that character. I would like to make a thing with that character. Because it would be so easy to make a little device that just like is just immediately pops up.
Yeah, a little piston.
Yeah, just a tiny
repressed
could you not just
gay man.
could you accomplish that with a baton, essentially?
No, I don't think so. I think you could actually do it with like pneumatics, though. You could like get one of those little inflatable things where like some guy off the camera like stomps on a little thing and then it inflates.
Yeah, we don't have to work too hard for this. You don't have to think too hard. It doesn't have to be like full-on metal pistons and mechanics.
I don't know if thinking too hard is something that we do on this show. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. We come up with an idea for a skit and then we never make it. That's how the show works. All right?
That's the formula.
Yeah, that's the formula. We come up with a dumb idea and then we never do it. And we talk about how we're going to do it, but we never do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's what the audience has come to expect.
Oh, yeah, of course. Your ghost hunting video and like, your aliens video idea that you pitched.
Yeah, it's going to happen eventually.
Oh, yeah, of course. All of these are going to happen eventually. If we've pitched something on the show, it's going to happen eventually.
It's going to be our Halloween video.
And that is an I'll review anything promise.
Oh, yeah. A channel that is almost completely overshadowed by this one now, by only about 50 subscribers. Probably by the end of this week, it will have... By the time this episode comes out, this channel will officially be bigger than my main channel.
Except only issue, though, is you're better somehow at translating your subscribers to watchers. Well, we're fairly much the same.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same.
I think that's one of those things with podcasts in general.
Yeah.
Like, and also our shorts get a lot more views now.
Our shorts get thousands of views.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. We still get views. As long as we get views, it doesn't matter. It all contributes to the idea that you'll get monetized at some point.
Yeah.
Right? And
I mean, look, if someone can become a millionaire off of TikTok shorts, I'm sure someone can get rich off of YouTube shorts.
I don't know if we'd be millionaires.
If we get rich, if there's just any kind of money coming in from it, that would be nice just to be able
I'm just
to...
worried about
I'll be honest, I can see you being rich off of YouTube TikTok if you can pay your bills with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of fair, I suppose.
When are we getting Cinnamon Toast Ken on the podcast? That's the real question.
Yeah.
He's only down the road. I mean, he's right down the road. We could get him in here.
But really?
Yeah, he lives in Mississippi.
Oh,
I thought he moved.
I don't
No,
remember.
he still lives here, and my wife knew him in college, so,
I know a lot of people who knew him. Or
Do
know
you?
him,
Yeah.
but I mean, I've never met him myself.
Can we just keep tangentially getting people who knew him?
Oh, yeah,
on the
yes.
podcast.
Yes.
Just get a stream of people who've just met Cinnamon Toast Ken.
Yeah.
And then the whole bit is that we never get him on. we just keep talking about it.
Like his cousin, his lumberjack,
We only
his lawyer.
anyone who's ever like worked with or knew the guy, except
Even get
him.
like his wife.
Just get the other people he's streamed
We can even
with.
get more famous YouTubers
Yes.
on
Yes.
except him.
Yes.
Like fucking Markiplier on the podcast where like we're
Cutie
always,
Pie.
Yeah,
We get
Cinnamon
because he
Toast
was on
Ken.
with PewDiePie the other day. They were doing a thing. It's just like, yeah, let's just get fucking Felix over here.
Oh, dude,
it would be so damn funny to be able to get everyone but him.
There's no way he'd come on this show.
Even he'd find that funny eventually.
Yeah, eventually. That would be hilarious.
I have no idea.
He'd never do it. That's just not a thing that's going to happen.
Bitch?
Yeah, I mean, he's a bitch. I mean, Patrick, put up a picture of him. Tell me that doesn't look like a bitch. That's bitch. Ears. That's real beta energy, all right?
Big bitch energy.
Well, we're a Sigma podcast. We're Giga Chads in the army of the Lord, as the description says.
A bunch of Sigmas. Did you see that? And you probably haven't because you don't run in these circles. But did you see
what circles would those be, Will?
The red pill ones.
Oh, yeah. I've never run in one of those.
Red like the Red Scare, but I digress.
Yep. No, not at all. More like the
4chan.
Like Andrew Tate, 4chan, men's rights.
Yeah, I've never had anything to do with any of those ever.
Anyways, the channel Fresh and Fit, who were like this huge red pill channel that got banned off YouTube, I believe they're just banned off Twitch now.
Ooh, hell yeah. Okay.
So,
how long until the Young Turks get kicked off of everything?
Young Turks.
Yeah, they're like the most extreme leftist, like, news outlet, basically.
I don't know. Hassan Piker still hasn't been kicked off of anything lately, has he?
Not that I know of.
He says inflammatory bullshit all the time.
What about the pedophile guy, the horse pedophile dude?
I won't Vosh.
Yeah, did he get his job back?
Is he like no
back
idea.
in the
Aszmongold's back.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he clean?
He cleaned half his house, he said.
No, I mean, is he clean? Has he stopped doing, the stuff he was doing?
Oh, no, he's doing
commentating on garbage?
Nah, he's pretty much doing that
Yeah, that's
again.
what he usually calls it, in like certain circles. But yeah, it's a little bit.
I don't know what you're implying, but yeah, no, he's still back doing whatever he does.
Okay.
Yeah. Just live streams all the time in his nasty bedroom.
I mean, like, it was funny.
You like Aszmongold, right? Would you fanboy if we got Aszmongold on the show?
No.
Okay. Well, good news. I asked him and he said no.
Okay.
So.
I mean, he has okay takes sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the best I can say about Aszmongold.
He's mad because of what he said about Palestine a couple weeks ago.
Did he say a thing about Palestine?
Yes, he did.
It's an uninformed, stupid take, but I'm not that mad. I mean Aszmongold's
what did he say? Something like 41,000 dead people is like a drop in the bucket?
He said something more akin to what? They're not even people.
Oh. So basically stuff that would be on this podcast.
They have an inferior culture.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he basically called them savages, is what he got.
And then he apologized right afterwards.
You could sum it all up to savages, barely even human was his argument.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, he's just uninformed on the entire topic.
I mean, what I already know Aszmongold's uninformed. He's a fucking Twitch streamer.
Yeah, it's like axing. It's like asking anyone in that general category to have a super well-informed opinion.
Now, granted, I say that, and that is a appeal to authority fallacy. But Aszmongold's stupid.
Your facial reaction to the whole thing was like the exact same thing as Donald Trump.
I don't watch XQC.
So it was I say that
because he's a Twitch streamer.
Are informed like academia, like Gutless Gibson or whatever. She's an actual scientist on YouTube who teaches people science. There are plenty.
Oh yeah, there's tons of actual scientists on YouTube.
Yeah, but they don't have the stream numbers and the same thing.
No,
is Michael Reeves a scientist or is he an engineer?
I don't know.
Because he's
Michael Reeves.
Oh, he just makes robots that do things.
Oh, is that the?
I'm more of a Christopher Reeves guy.
He's got all the.
I'm a Keanu Reeves kind of guy.
He's got the part marks. He married that one chick.
Yeah. He's got a really fucked up acne, facial acne. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Oh, he's pretty cool. Yeah, he's like a scientist.
Yeah,
he pulls those numbers.
Oh, dude. We should ask him.
Oslin,
do you think
whatever his name is? Do you remember that guy?
Michael Reeves would definitely come on this show. I mean, he's ugly enough to where he's not losing anything.
We just couldn't be.
Is that the bar?
I mean,
physical ugliness on a podcast is the bar.
We've had Pro Jared on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He does look like a little like a Mr. 𝒚𝒖𝒄𝒌, doesn't he?
Oh, dude, Pro Jared. Jared, it says something. It really says something that Jared has not said a word to me since I did that. Since we did that thing, he's not said a word to me.
You mean your parasocial relationship didn't turn into a real friendship?
It wasn't even that. It was just I asked him. I kept asking him for actual work stuff. And he just wouldn't, he wouldn't come back. And I invited him back on the show, never responded. At some point, I was just like, why did you ever agree to do this in the first place? Because you just wanted to
he was desperate.
He must have been.
Yeah, that was while he was still kind of in that.
He was in the hole.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I don't know if that was before You've Been Lied To or not. I think it was after.
It was
the You've Been Lied To video.
He was on the upswing.
Yeah, he was. So he had to go on every channel possible, especially one with like 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it makes him appear humble, and
it was.
I guess.
Does that video still get views? What are the analytics on that right now?
I have no idea.
The Stamper video still gets views.
Yeah. That's because Stamper and some of those guys have been like kind of buzzing again and some of the local stuff.
Yeah, but also Stamper just rules. He's fun, like in any context.
And you were featured in that one guy's video about Stamper.
Who's the person hanging out with Iron Mouse that you interviewed one time?
The guy that hangs out with Iron Mouse that I interviewed.
I don't remember his name now.
I don't know anything else about him besides the fact that he hangs out with Iron Mouse. Literally anything. Anything at all is just any fact about this person.
The only thing my brain took note of was like, hey, I like Iron Mouse. Hey, there's that person Patrick interviewed.
Mandalore, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't think Mandalore hangs out with
I don't think
Iron Mouse.
Mandalore.
Barry Kramer.
I don't remember who it was.
Mick Lauer.
I have no idea.
I'm just naming off people that have been on the show.
A lot of those guys get around. They've been, they've worked with a lot of other people, but I don't know of anyone that... Well, also, I don't watch fucking Iron Mouse because I'm not a fucking simp.
Barely.
Oh yeah, of course not. Same. I recognize the importance of Iron Mouse, but I do not watch Iron Mouse's content.
Cool.
I've seen
I like
stuff with
VTuber
Iron
shorts.
Mouse in
I
it.
cannot sit down and watch a VTuber.
Yeah.
No, VTubers just aren't for me. They won't ever.
Oh
be.
man, those views on that Pro
like
Jared video
shorts.
really like just fucking fell off. Look at that. Look at that graph. Patrick, put up the graph for the views.
It's old news now.
Oh yeah, of course it's old news. I got
sense, though.
73 subscribers from that video.
Good.
Yeah, sure. Oh my god,
Yeah, that's good.
I love that the audience retention is shit until we actually start talking about the thing anybody cared about.
Nice.
Like it just peaks, it just like immediately goes straight back up and spikes. Because I asked him about all that shit at the end of the video, because that's how you're supposed to do it, Phil. That's what you're supposed to do.
You don't front load it with the awesome information.
Oh yeah.
You start soft. You softball it first.
The most recent comment on that video is just man. Period. That's it.
Someone else should comment woman.
I'm serious. Like, let me see. If I just search,
Bring
I'll just
balance back
to the
this
force.
discussion. Yeah, to the
Not
force.
tear it apart.
Not tear it apart.
I hate you. I hate you.
You are my brother, Patrick.
Tolly. Tolly's just scared. Everyone's yelling.
White Light. Are you talking about White Light?
Let me see.
Geno Samuel, the
If I
guy
saw
who did the
their-
Chris Chan
if I saw
thing.
their profile picture, maybe
yeah, I
Is
I'd-
any of those?
I forgot you interviewed
Maybe
Geno
this is-
Samuel.
Geno's. I can still talk to Geno. Geno's pretty cool.
That guy is cool.
I just don't have any reason to talk to him for most of the
Isn't
time.
he at like episode like 50 now or something?
I don't know.
I mean-
I took all of those down, and the only thing that's up is like the guest appearance episodes now.
Maybe I just. Maybe I'm just.
Maybe you just
wrong.
made it up.
Maybe
Maybe
I'm just wrong.
maybe just lying.
Maybe I just hallucinated.
Isn't
Was
that
it
like
Cinnamon
a
Toast
leftist to
Kid's
just
wife?
make something
You know,
up?
it might have been.
Yeah, it might have been Cinnamon Toast Kid's wife, or maybe his lawyer. You know,
Maybe just him.
Yeah. No. Actually,
we've never
that's the
spoken
way
to
we've never
him.
spoken to him once.
He'll never end up on this podcast.
No.
Yeah,
I
we'll
have-
have his mother on the podcast before we have him on the podcast.
That would be so funny.
I have no idea who you're talking about. I'm looking at every single person that's in those.
I don't even remember, dude.
Okay.
I don't know why I brought this up. Editor Badger, cut this out.
Editor Patrick, just destroy this episode.
Welcome back, everyone. Somehow, Eric survived the explosion.
I always survive the explosion. You two are the ones who die all the time.
That's true, actually. Yeah. You seem to just never die. I'm starting to think that maybe there's something to that.
Well, I carry a gun. I'm more protected.
That's
than
true.
guys.
You are part of the Guardian class when it comes to our alien caste system. You are just generally stronger.
Yes.
I'm obviously of the blue-blooded royalty class, and Will is of like the house pet caste. You know, we gotta have one.
I would
Everybody's
say
gotta have
slave,
one.
but that would suggest he's useful for labor.
Indentured servant. You know, it's. The,
I mean, he
it's a
basically just
kinder
like
way of
walks
saying it.
around and makes us laugh.
Well,
Like-
I mean, he carries a little tray with him sometimes. He got a little, you know, sometimes comes up and says
yeah,
hors
but
d'oeuvres.
it's
hors d'oeuvres.
it's not always food though. Sometimes it's
Sometimes
just
it's
like
Flintstone
sand.
crack.
Yeah, sometimes it's crack.
Yeah,
in
sometimes
the shape
it's
of Flintstones.
Sometimes it's mud in the shape of food. Sometimes it's nice little hors d'oeuvres.
Look, it's the
and
thought that
sometimes
counts.
It's crack in
Yeah.
the shape of Flintstones.
It's the
characters.
thought that counts. He hasn't figured out exactly what we want yet. He's trying everything.
Yeah, I mean, his little brain's working as
Yeah.
hard as it can.
I
I mean, for God's sake, he visits leftist communist websites all the
my
time.
God, yeah.
He's basically a non-human.
That's where he's learning this. That's where he's learning all of this.
I mean,
That's part of being a communist.
yeah, it's hard when you grow out of a fungi, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Poor Will over here. He can't just make fun of us for being straight up capitalists because neither of us actually care about his mighty foe.
Oh, I just don't.
We're just
God. I mean, like, my political leanings completely are defined by how depressed I am at like the current moment.
Mine are
like,
just all over the damn place constantly.
Yeah, you're like, you took that test. You were like part libertarian or something. Mine's just how depressed am I, and can I be like. Am I sad enough to be like, yeah, we should just have an emperor?
Oh, I mean,
just destroy the democracy. She's not trying to like. She'll go out there and she'll start crying. She will come right back in. Oh no, I mean it doesn't matter. I saw her doing it. She was just looking through the door though.
Like she might be interested in something over there.
I think
There's a little bit of,
I think Tally's one of those dogs who doesn't necessarily want to be interacted with when she's in the room, but she wants to be in the room hanging out.
Yeah, of course. She loves to just sit behind you or sit under you, but she doesn't want you to touch her.
Yeah, we were scaring her with the occasional screaming.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that. Like, I don't know what the people who owned that dog did to her as a baby, but whatever it is, it traumatized her for life.
Oh yeah, fucking,
she is like,
I don't know who owned her last, but god damn, they traumatized the shit
only thing
out
I
of
can
her.
think is like they must have done that thing where like they actually like just hit her for peeing and stuff. Like, you know, just like stuff that will like traumatize a dog for life that just doesn't make any actual sense.
Yeah, or like, just like full of like, fucking actual hitting.
Yeah,
Throw her
like
across the room, that kind of stuff.
God, yeah.
Because she doesn't like being picked up either. I'm amazed she let you pick her up. Because generally, if you pick her up, she'll bite you.
She's known me long enough, and I know how to pick up a shy and sensitive dog.
She just becomes. Did you feel her like turn into a rock in your arms?
Yeah,
she tenses the fuck up.
You come at them gentle from behind.
Yeah,
and you get the physical contact done with quick but gently, because the longer you hold them, the longer the fuse is on their I'm gonna bite this person.
Yeah,
like that. You have to get them.
You mean shorter?
Yeah, the shorter the fuse. Yeah, you got to get them. You got to be super gentle, because if you're super rough, they'll just bite you.
I don't know about
off.
you guys, but my fuse is pretty long. I don't use short fuses. I'm a long fuse kind of guy.
Does it take you a while to go off?
That's because you got to light the fuse before you leave the bank.
At least 6 to 8 inches is all I'm saying.
How long does it take you to go off?
Are we talking about in between going off, or are we talking about like the first time? Because the first times, that's the easy one.
Well, the next time, a bomb only gets one explosion, baby.
Yeah, well, I mean,
some of us
are a little bit better at it than others. Just because you can only explode once doesn't mean that I can't do it twice. Do you wish you were one of those dudes that has no refractory period and you could just like immediately afterwards just
like
come
a
again?
hentai protagonist?
Yeah, I mean, like those guys exist.
He's being like molested by his stepmother and just comes over and over again.
That's one of those things. No, that's not like a hentai protagonist. That's just
they come. Boob job, they come. Blow job, they come. Pussy,
why did you
they come.
specify
and then asshole, they come.
Stepmom porn?
Well, because he's not talking about hentai. He's just talking about his own like experiences. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really.
The chick comes in, ravages the boy over and over and over again. And he
I like how he's a boy. He's not a man.
Every time.
He's like we're talking about like a 9-year-old here is what Eric's really doing here is admitting to watching child porn, where a child can just masturbate and ejaculate repeatedly.
Bro, I'm just telling you, this is like the front page of like Pornhub X.
Oh yeah, of course it is, because everybody knows that's what people want to see. They want to see a 9-year-old get fucked by a 38-year-old woman who's their stepmom. That's what every man goes to the internet for. If you're not
my favorite part about this is if you do watch stepmom videos, it's
which you've obviously never done,
right? It's not what he's describing.
No,
because it's not. It's like it's like a dude with a beard, and it's like, hey mom, I'm going to college, because they always make sure this is a person of legal age.
He's like 42. He's like 42, and he's supposed to be 18.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to college, or like, I'm about to go to jail.
Yeah. And then she gets stuck in the dryer.
I'm finally moving in with my wife upstate. And she's just like,
it's never quite I married your dad for you type of thing.
No, that's really more of a
hentai
thing.
They catch them masturbating and then say, "Oh, you're so much bigger than your father."
Oh yeah.
Like that's a common start to those videos.
That's a common start to those situations in general. I mean, as
Patrick is speaking from real life experience.
Yeah,
here.
I was gonna say both of us are. As a matter of fact, I know that you and I have both experienced
that. Whenever Patrick became your stepmother, he noted how much bigger you were than your father.
Of course. I really, really wish that I was raped by a woman as a child. That would have been so much better. Like, looking back on it, like, what is
You're what's wrong with society.
Yeah,
Patrick.
yeah.
Such
What
a
happened?
wild
It's
take.
like,
Yeah, I know.
Such a wild take.
older women need to molest young boys more often in this society.
I'm just saying, it probably would have turned out better if I was raped by like a
No, I don't think it
38-year-old
turned
woman.
out better.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Let me help you out there, and I do know it does not.
Oh, I'm
turn out
sorry. Were you
better.
raped by both of them and you have a clear
No,
preference?
but I took psychology 101, and I
Me
think
too,
it's
but I'm
easy
just
to
sitting
understand
here
that being
saying-
raped does not help no matter the gender.
I just saying, maybe, you know what? I wonder if that would like have turned me like more gay. I've been like, ew, gross. Women are disgusting.
Hot take here, and I don't care what other people think. I'm kind
He
of
loved getting raped by a woman as a child.
I-
It was his favorite part of his childhood.
I'm
Hot
still
take.
on the rape is kind of bad
Oh,
train. I mean, I know that's controversial, but I'm a brave man.
I understand.
I'll say it.
I mean,
I'll say the thing no one else is saying. You know,
You're like the Donald
rape-
Trump
rape
of the
bad.
podcast.
Rape bad.
That's the sauce.
saying I have the best, strongest opinion.
I thought you were gonna say rapists.
Whoa, let him get, whoa! Don't interrupt the bad Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah,
accent.
you're
Come
right.
on, gotta let him finish it.
That's just
Don't
key.
you interrupt me. Your opinion is not better than mine. Okay, I'm done.
I'm just saying, if I was raped by a woman, it would have been a lot cooler, and I'd have way more bragging rights.
Wild
That's all
take.
I'm trying to say.
He only says that because he got raped by so many men.
You know what's
I'm
crazy?
just saying, I
in
can't go out and
comparison,
then be like, dude,
that
it
would have
ruled.
been better.
It ruled when that guy fucked me when I was 9. Like,
know-
I can't be like, you know what was epic?
It's like,
That's how I
guys,
got.
I got Coach Smith.
Yeah.
I got him.
My friends call me
In
Coach.
the bag.
I actually work. I have a coworker who married his molester.
I mean, that's common. That is, look
Yeah.
at just Saudi Arabia in general. That is just exactly what their entire, like,
Yeah, you sell your daughter when she's 12, and then you molest her and groom her into your wife.
yes.
I
You
mean,
fuck
it
her
was
like
a
when she
reverse
can actually
situation, but
take
yeah.
it. Did you see
No.
that like fucking interview? Wait, what? What'd you
Well,
say?
I think she was his teacher or something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought you said for me. I thought you said it was a reverse situation.
I don't know the
for
full
me.
story, so it's kind of hard to fully go full blast
Oh
on
no,
the take.
go full blast on a story
But
you don't even know anything about.
From the
This is
little bits
basically
I've heard
Fox News.
is teacher situation.
Teacher situation.
Is the little bits I've heard.
I don't know. If my teacher gave me like a hand job and as long as she was like young enough and hot enough, that's bragging rights. I can't brag that like the coach gave me a hand job, you know?
Dude, like, that's not to say that like a teenage girl wouldn't be excited about having sex with a hot gym teacher or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
the fact
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's an adult
That's not the problem here.
having
It's not that-
sex with a child.
It's
Look,
not that
dude,
the
I'm just saying
teenager
one of
wasn't
them-
horny.
One of them has way more bragging rights than the other. That's all I'm saying. Later on, when you're 32 on a podcast, you can talk and be like, dude, it ruled way more with one of those situations.
I gotta tell you, I think you're one of the few people who would be willing to brag about that.
I'm not gonna say that like as 13, I didn't have like teachers that I was just like, damn, would.
Oh, of course.
Like, you know, but like
But they should know
I
better.
wanted it at the time, but I'm happy that no one did it.
I got.
Well, it's the fact that they should know better.
Look, the fucked up thing is I got groomed at 15, like realistically, and I didn't realize until I was like 28. And I was like, wait a fucking minute. Wait,
Yeah, it's
hold
kind of
on.
how grooming works when it's effective. Is they get it and you don't ever realize it.
Yeah, of course.
No
I was
one understands
15.
they're being groomed.
I was
That's-
15 and dated a 24-year-old, and like no one stepped in and was like, you know, maybe, hey.
Well, that's a failing on them. They should have
How
stepped
did
in.
no one step in?
They
Not
should
a
have.
single human being in my life was like,
Someone should have stepped in.
I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's a good
Like
idea.
someone should have looked whoever you were dating in the face and said, "Go away, get
No,
out."
that did happen with her roommate, and then she convinced her that it was fine. I remember that. There was a situation where, because I was all into it, because I was like, I'm getting pussy. Like, I was like, this rules.
So this was a she.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just
Well,
wondering.
wait.
I
Then that
know.
means you were molested by a adult woman when you were a kid. You just said
Oh, dude,
it.
if you want to be honest about it, I was raped by both men and women as a child. Like, if by the definition, the actual definition of rape, I was raped
And you
by
think
both
you're
men and women.
better off for that?
Well, one of them,
Okay,
I'm
look
just
at
saying
your-
one of them has
wait,
more bragging
wait,
rights.
look at
it
your
just kind of
mental-
rule that 15-year-old me was able to pull in some pussy from a 23, 24-year-old.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to state this. I'm going to state this. I think you're one of the few people who would brag about this.
You had that like baby Green Day Riz at the time.
Yeah. The
Like-
weird part is that my dad and mom must have been like, well, I guess my son's just fucking pulling pussy. I don't know.
They knew.
Yeah, no, they knew. No, yes, absolutely. I went to her apartment at college. She was in university. I went to her apartment every weekend.
A grown ass woman.
Yes, 23-year-old, 24, I don't remember exactly how old she was, but 23, 24-year-old, had her own little shitty apartment off campus, and she was living with her roommate who was like, she was in the National Guard. And it was just a fucking thing that I did. And I did
a lot
not
of
think,
adults failed you. I just want you to know.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
starting to realize that maybe is it just a generational thing where we think that's weird, but like the generation above us, maybe just no one that was older than us is like, no, that's strange.
We have the
That's totally
benefit of
normal.
hindsight and being able to look back and hear the stories of these people and be like, oh, that was psychologically devastating and abusive.
Yeah.
Like, you know, these kinds of relationships I think are just bad in general.
The weird part is she was a virgin. Like she was
What?
like, yes, I'm not even joking. Like the weird part is that she was a virgin.
I think that
So-
you were misled, sir.
I was not. I saw the blood.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, I know. My dick's big. Thank you very much. But at the same time, I mean, it was a huge deal for her that was like that it was going to be her first time. And
How weird was it? Well, you know what? I know enough.
from
that
her
she was a
perspective,
weirdo.
how weird was it that she like had her first sexual experience?
She's a pedophile. It's probably not
She
weird
wanted
for her.
to get laid in high school. She didn't. And then she came across a cute, supple little high school boy who she knew would do it. So
Yeah.
she took the opportunity.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
yeah,
then
that's just a crime.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
that's just
Yeah,
rape.
she's just a
How
pedophile.
did
She's a
did
pedophile,
no
man.
fucking like? Because look at this. Check this out. I met her family during this time, and she just we had this thing where I was dumb enough to believe and not even think about the fact that it's not weird that I have to tell everyone that I'm 18. Every person we met together, I had to always just lie and be like, no, I'm 18. You know, I'm going to
Okay,
start
yeah,
college.
well, yeah.
in
The
like
fact
a
that you had
couple
to
months.
lie and be like you were 18, you
And then
really should have been the
I didn't
big
pick
flag.
up on any
We
of
know
it.
you were 15. you
Every
didn't know
teenager
anything.
wants to be 18 so they can do the 18-year-old things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course you didn't pick up on it. You're a fucking teen.
Especially at that time, that meant he could smoke cigarettes, and he probably had cigarettes in his pocket.
Oh yeah,
this whole
dude.
time.
She was buying me liquor, cigarettes.
there
it
it is.
ruled. It ruled. I thought it was like
you
the
got
best shit in
candy
the world.
van, dude.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I got like whatever the female version is of the guy that says free candy on the side of a
Yeah.
like windowless van.
You were her sugar baby.
Oh yeah,
Was
something
she,
like
like-
that.
All right. So like, was she like just
Black? Yes.
no? That's not what I was gonna ask. You weirdo.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
Was she, like,
that's
just
what
a
turns
weird-
all
like,
of
was
this
she-
around. Wait a minute, she was black. Hell yeah.
Was
All
she-
right, hell yeah.
Was she like weirdo
she
socially?
took in and like had a little white boy slave. Man, that's kind of cool. No, I was kidding.
Was she a weirdo socially? She was 23, still played Yu-Gi-Oh, and watched a lot of anime and made
I mean, did she have a lot
like
of friends?
costumes.
So the two of you were at the same maturity level.
She did.
No, I was
Yeah,
kidding.
no, that's what it was. I'm looking back on it. That's absolutely what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was so immature that we were approximately at the same maturity level.
No.
Because at 15-year-old, I was approximately like the maturity of an 18-year-old,
And
she
none
was
of the
so
young adults she was
socially
going to
fucked.
school with thought that she was like a tolerable human being.
Man, that's the only thing I could see. I mean, not defending her at all. She's a pedophile, but like in terms of like, oh, I think I could pull a 15-year-old. She has to be a social outcast, right?
Yeah, a lot of the
This is the
male
same girl
social
that you-
outcasts that like pulled 15-year-old girls, I was just like, that's because you're a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking loser. You're
I guess that's what I'm
21
asking.
years
Was she a
old.
loser?
This is
And
the same
you're-
girl that was in the Crips and got shot.
What?
So I mean, like, you really have to go like with your definition of like what is a loser. Because are you a loser if you've been in a gang and been shot and survived it?
I don't think surviving being shot while in a gang makes you cool by any definition. It just means you made
That
a lot
really
of bad
depends on if
decisions,
you ask a black
and
guy or
one
a
of
white
them
guy that
really
question.
paid off bad, that you got lucky and survived.
You ask a white guy that question, he's going to say it's not cool. You ask any person of color, they're going to be like, it's badass, dude. You fucking got shot.
Well, what if you just didn't put yourself in a situation where you get shot at?
You know, I've tried doing that several times. It never works out. I've tried to do that, but it never works out.
Like there's some inherent personality things with you that make it harder.
I don't know.
It's not so much that, you know.
Could it have been that I was raped at 15 and 14 and 13 and 12? You know, could it be that I was repeatedly sexually like fucked with as a child that made me who I am today, the perfect podcaster, the internet celebrity?
That you're clearly just being lazy.
I don't know.
You're right. I can achieve so much more if I was doing so much of that as a young child.
He's using all this rape as a crutch. Lean into the rape, why don't you? That's what you did when you were a little kid. You pathetic little. Okay, just like. Wait, what?
The weird part was I even told people that I went to high school with, and they were like, "Oh, she must be like, you know, she must be cool." Like,
again,
you were asking other high schoolers for their opinion. If you probably did ask me, and I probably said it was cool.
Yeah, of course. I knew you at the time.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were in Aladdin together? It was right after that because I met her during Aladdin.
Really?
Yeah, during that time in my life. You remember what I looked like? I had like the dyed blonde hair, and they had the spray
you looked like
painted
the
black.
lead singer of Green Day.
Yes, I looked like a faggot. But yes,
correct.
Anyways, that's when I met her.
That twink look back then.
And then I dated her until a week before I went to college. So I was 17 when I broke up with her.
You broke up with her?
I did. I broke up with her.
How'd you take it?
It was really weird. We had to go to like a fucking, we had to go to a Starbucks because she wanted to do it in a public place.
Wait, did you tell her you were going to have a breakup conversation?
No, I broke up with her over like the phone. And then she was like, I want to talk about this in person, you know, she tried to like talk me out of it. And I didn't want to be in that relationship anymore because I realized she was crazy. It didn't have anything to do with her being a pedophile.
You hadn't quite sussed it all out. But
no, not all of it. I knew something was
right.
wrong because we got in a small fight one time and then she threatened to like kill herself with a knife on the balcony and I had to like choke her out.
Well, that's that one.
Yes, that one. It's that lady. We got in another small fight. She went and ran as fast as she could in a circle around her apartment complex and then came back and was so like exhausted because she was fat as shit and just out of shape. So like she was so exhausted, she just fell over and like just laid in front of the door and I picked her up and like put her in a bathtub and like turned the shower on. Like, I mean, I realized very late into this relationship, you know what? Maybe this isn't the type of person I want to be with. It didn't have anything to do with her being older than me because everything that came with her being older than me ruled. I got liquor, I got smokes, I got whatever I wanted. I got pussy, but it was the fights and the weird shit that she did. That really, and then I broke up with her because I was like, you know what? Maybe I can have like a more stable relationship. Weird. She was weird. Yeah, she was weird.
Who would have guessed it? The pedophile was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's got to be so many. Like, I mean, would you call Epstein weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
The only argument is that
I concede.
I
completely concede.
Lolita.
All right, I concede my point. Then fine. I won't press any harder.
Wait, what was your point?
Harder. Because that Epstein's a pedophile and he's cool. He was like a cool dude.
No.
Yeah,
he was like never cool.
That wasn't your point, you dumbass.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it
like,
isn't.
It is.
Epstein was cool.
Before he became like the face of pedophilia in America, he was like the cool dude who hung out with like all the politicians.
No, he was the rich money man who everyone thought was corrupt. We just didn't realize he was diddling kids. Everyone realized the money man in the back of the room wasn't actually the cool guy. He was the sketchy guy.
All right, man. That goes back to your Papa John's sauce argument. A lot of people are going to look at that.
Shitty on the shorts.
I did not.
You did not give me enough fucking... you clipped it too much.
Yeah, I had to cut it down. I had to.
I needed a little bit more explanation, though. It was going over a minute. I had to cut it. You took too long to explain it, so I had to cut it down. That's not my fault.
Do you want to try to do it in a minute? He can re-clip it.
Oh yeah, let's make another clip of the exact same analogy.
Take that one off.
That won't be lame.
No, that one's already gotten so many views that we'd just be deleting views from our channel.
I just thought I made a better point in the extended version, and some people.
What we really need here is a clip of about me getting raped by it repeatedly.
Don't clip anything in this episode. Second point. We can make this work. How about we let this run like until it starts to die? We let him do it now so he can better explain his point. And when the views on video there start to fall off, we re-release it in a better version.
Okay, the only point that wasn't clearly illustrated on the short was just that when I was comparing him to Papa John's sauce, I meant that the same reason people like him is the reason people hate him. That's it.
Yeah,
that's like
I clipped it at the end with it's the sauce, man.
Yeah, but like he didn't add in the part
where I think that's
where I explained that people hate or love Papa John's sauce.
So that's totally immediately everybody understands what you're talking about. You don't have to explain that.
I understood it.
You don't have to explain that. People understand that like
I watched
people like
I watched her
sauce.
shorts. I understood it.
Yeah, it's like the sauce is what makes it good and what makes it bad. It's the part that the people who hate it don't like, and it's the part that people who love it love.
Yeah. Getting raped by a 23-year-old when you're 15 is
you love it when
sauce.
You're 15, and then when you're in your 30s, you're just like, oh, my brain's fucked up.
He's right, you know.
Damn it. Like, I didn't... At the time, it seemed like the thing to do.
Oh, dude, at the time, I thought I was the like hottest shit.
Again, I'd have
there was
said
no
yes.
way to not feel like that.
There was a whole list of teachers that I'd have been like, yeah, would.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you know, and would have at the time, for sure. And, oh, God. If
and only one or two
chick,
of them actually went through with it. I get it.
but they were all men. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in another episode. We can't talk about too much rape in one episode.
Yep. It gets depressing after a little while. After all, there is no such thing as a funny rape joke.
Yeah, never happened.
Rape has never and will never ever be funny for any reason.
Was I technically statutory raped or just regular raped?
You were regular raped, I believe.
No, I believe he was statutory raped as long as you were consenting the whole time.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had to be
over age. If it's a consenting
overage.
minor, then it's statutory rape.
I thought
if
it was
it's not
statutory.
consent, it's statutory and regular rape.
Oh, okay. I thought it was statutory if it was just like both minor. I don't know what.
If
I
it's
thought
like
statutory was.
like
if you and a minor are in a consenting relationship and you have sex, every time you have sex is statutory rape.
Okay.
There you
If
go.
you have sex
It's
with an
rape by
unwilling
statute.
minor, then I think it just goes straight
It's just
to rape, and then like you add in extra charges for it being abuse of a minor.
Okay,
and
so
other
what happened to
things.
me is statutory rape. The thing that Will does is just regular rape.
Right.
Okay, thank you. I'm just making sure that we've got that cleared up.
Yes. What Will does in Tremont is just normal rape.
Dude, I actually
Why?
because that's where it happens. What do you mean why?
Don't tell them where it happened. Don't tell them my hunting
Yeah,
grounds.
you're right. I'm sorry. Patrick, go
they
ahead.
won't escape, and no one who's over there listens to this podcast. Don't worry.
Yeah,
They never escape.
I got that explained to me, by the way. The Tremont KKK thing.
Yeah,
I got it explained to me. Like, no, not like the Grand Wizard dying. I had it explained to me in a way in which it made sense why so many people would do it.
Okay.
All right, so
Join the
check this out.
KKK?
The KKK is
Because
a
they're
religious
racist.
institution.
Yeah,
right?
I knew that they were pseudo-religious.
So freedom of religion means that they can have their own religious ceremonies.
Yeah.
And you know what the
Yeah.
KKK does during their ceremonies? They smoke the weed. So they can legally smoke any amount of any drug that they want at the religious ceremonies, quote unquote.
Yeah, there's some asterisks for that.
There's a bunch
you
of
can't just
asterisks.
say I'm of this religion, therefore can do whatever
Well,
illicit
but
substance.
the caveat he's saying here, where it's coming together, is they're having to be at the rallies,
yes.
basically. So what is happening?
They
is,
have to go to Tremont to get the drugs and participate in the ceremony to make it seem
And so
legal.
when you're high off your fucking ass, a guy comes up to you and goes, "Hey brother, you ever want to join the KKK? Pay us $20."
Is that where this weed comes from?
Yes, sir.
Well, then hell yeah, boy, sign me up. What have I got to do?
Wear this robe and come with us, brother.
A rope.
And that's robe.
Robe.
Oh, I thought you said rope.
That's for your friends.
Oh, that's for later. All right. I understand.
Yes, and Will normally abducts and kidnaps these confused people as they wander to the edges of the camp.
Yes.
Like a mythical being wandering through the
But
woods.
apparently that
he
is-
actually is a skinwalker.
That
we
is the
joke
leg-
that he's Native American all the time. He's just a skinwalker.
He's a Native American
only
skinwalker,
in the
like house
ritualistic
cat.
way of I took someone's skin, wrapped it around my knuckle, and now I can transform.
Yeah, that's why he looks white.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That does make sense.
That's what that's coming from.
I
It's
thought that was
literally the skin of a white man. He's
So it's
wearing.
like Daywalker, but it's Skinwalker instead?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah, apparently that's their thing. That's the whole thing of why people like in Tremont, so many people are like in the KKK, quote unquote.
Gotcha.
Like,
So they
most of
lure them in with drugs.
No, like most of them aren't even like actually racist.
Yeah,
Like,
they
don't
lure
even
them
care.
in with drugs.
Yeah, they lure
Yeah.
them in with drugs and the promise
they lower,
that you can
they
do
lower their
drugs.
inhibitions, and then and then eventually over time, all the man, you know what makes us all poor and shitty? Black people.
Oh,
Jews.
dude, they don't stop there. I was going to say, they don't
Jews,
stop there.
Hispanics, Muslims,
Gays. Anyone that isn't you and me.
Over time, every time
man.
you buy your weed or whatever, that guy tells you whatever, and he gives you a pamphlet to go home with your weed and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eric wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I know, right? No, eventually you start...
put up the picture.
Eventually, maybe the cracks in your mind start getting wider as you get high and read this pamphlet, and then goes, you know what? Maybe they're right.
I wonder if that really does have much to do with it, where like people like will start doing drugs that are disassociative. They start putting fucking holes in their brain from all the drugs, and then it's way easier to like manipulate them into joining a cult.
That happens all the time.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, isn't that how Jonestown worked?
Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, that's how a lot of cults work.
Yeah. No, I think Jim Jones was doing most of the drugs by himself.
Is there any drugs that we haven't readily supplied enough to where we can we could start our own cult?
Probably CBD.
I got a lot of kratom.
Oh yeah, kratom. Yeah, we could do a kratom cult.
Yeah, kratom cult. That would be the worst cult in the world.
We just get a lot of Indian guys.
No, we'd get a lot of like dudes who are white that wear a headdress, who are like, yeah, "Hello, my brother. I saw you at the fucking music festival." You know, like we'd get a lot of those guys.
I don't know. I wouldn't join this cult. I'd be sick all the time.
Yeah, and sleepy. You'd throw up and sleep. That's the worst cult in the world. They're just a cult of
throw
dudes.
Up and sleep.
Yeah, you show up to a meeting, like half the people are on the floor passed out, the other are just throwing up into buckets. It's just an empty room. They're all in jumpsuits. It's just the fucking Heaven's Gate thing.
There's like 3 guys having an actual good time.
Oh yeah. There's like 3 dudes that can actually take it, like me, and just take way too much. Yeah, hell yeah. That's the kind of cult I want to be part of. Not like the Waco kind, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. What if you had to be in one of those cults? Which one would you want to be in? Like you get your choice of
Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like
no,
I think
they cut their dicks off.
Yeah, think of all of them. Which one do you think would be like the best one that you? Because like Waco's pretty bad, Manson family's pretty bad.
All the ones that are famous are the ones that ended it very poorly.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm saying like this is just a going back to the beginning of the episode where we talked about what is the worst or best version of slavery. Now you're in a cult, which is the
it's probably Waco.
Waco, yeah,
Scientology,
Waco.
But only if I'm at the top.
Ooh, Scientology's probably pretty. No, Scientology at the bottom's okay too, because like then you're just an asshole. You're just like a weirdo. And they don't have like that much on you, and there's not a lot for you to lose.
You had a lot of money, but you don't because Scientology. If you're at the top, you still have a lot of money. They don't let
poor people into Scientology?
Well, no, you have to pay a shitload of money to be in Scientology.
I thought it was just the same thing as like the 10% tithe thing, like just
like it's a flat rate of like $5,000 for like a Thetan count kind of deal.
What, a year?
Every time you get them counted.
They have like a whole caste structure based on pay.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Everyone pays a shit ton at the bottom, and then the next level gets some of the payment from them and then pays top, and then the next level gets some from them and then pays top. Then Tom Cruise and all of the lizard people at the top get all the money.
Sure.
And Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Yeah. All
Danny
those
Masterson.
Smith.
Yeah. Idea. This podcast pops off. We start making money.
Okay.
We join Scientology. And we use the podcast money to rise to the top ranks of Scientology and then have influence over the rest of like the podcasting sphere.
Ooh,
so is this a Hollywood Elite podcast?
Oh yeah, dude. We're the Satan adjacent, long-haired Hollywood Elite Southern podcast.
Well, we've got the hair.
Yeah. I mean, we're working on the others. I mean,
We've never been to Hollywood.
Well, we read the Satanic Tenets, and
we did read the Satanic, and we are Satanic adjacent.
Yeah, I mean,
we're already there for that.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't really that bad.
Yeah,
so that's
you only
not
got possessed a little bit.
Only a little bit, but it was over once Eric splashed me with holy water and shot me with a silver bullet.
Yeah, I'm glad the burns went away.
Yeah, me too. I had a skin graft or two. You can't really tell though. You ever had a skin graft?
No.
Yeah, the scars on the sides of my penis from the claws are still going to be there for a while.
Yeah, but those look
I
cool.
can still masturbate.
Yeah, and every woman that gets to see that, you know, they can
now it's ribbed for her pleasure. Right?
I was going to say, women.
So it kind of worked out. I mean, it sucked in the moment with the demon.
There's got to be some dude out there who's that dumb. Who's like
sets scar up his penis.
He's like slaps it on a table, holds it down, and then just cuts across it with a needle every day. Just to like get just a little bit of scar tissue build up. So he's just like, oh yeah, it's gonna feel real good. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like an emo girl's wrist, just like little lines of scars all the way up and down. Just on every side of your penis though, so you rib it.
Just like my left forearm.
Now it's sad and real.
Oh, now it's sad and real.
It's only funny when I'm talking about it from a distance,
They're
Patrick.
mostly gone. They're mostly gone. I can still see a few. But they're mostly gone.
Deep enough, you faggot.
Oh yeah, no, I was one of those pussy shits that did it with a needle instead of a razor. I cut myself with a razor one time, and I've got the scar right there to prove it.
Oh, I actually see that from a distance.
Yeah, I could not stop it bleeding.
Oh, let me see.
It bled so much.
You can still see where the white is right there. Yeah.
It bled so much that I could not stop it bleeding.
He just put it like right in the middle of the forearm too. He didn't even like, strike like a big vein or anything.
No, I struck
It's
down
like you did a practice run and was like, oh fuck.
No, I struck it down the top of my forearm and because I was like bottom, top, doesn't matter. I'll bleed out anyways. But that was the only part that like it really cut deep enough to like actually start bleeding. The rest of it was just kind of like a little like one of those little lines where it's just kind of little bubbles of blood bubbling up.
I used to have a razor scar on my thumb from when I was actually it's right
kids
there.
If you're listening to this, don't fucking self-mutilate yourself.
Yeah, don't cut yourself.
Don't do it.
It doesn't help with anything.
No, just do what I did and smoke cigarettes instead. It's a much better.
Don't do that either. In fact, just dismiss all this advice.
No, look.
Find some weed, take the Bible, tear the papers out, use them as a joint.
I mean, we've all done that. That's just that's just.
I don't think I've ever actually done that. I think I know so many people who have, but I've never actually smoked a Bible page joint.
We smoked the table of contents because we didn't want to be blasphemous. I'm not gonna lie.
When I was a little kid,
to be fair, there are like blank pages in some areas. Too.
Of course. Yeah.
And in those, especially in those small pocket Bibles, the paper is so fucking thin.
Yeah,
it's actually really good for a joint.
Great.
I don't know about like the self-mutilate. Like if you're cutting yourself and you're hurting yourself, is it really that much worse to be like, yeah, just smoke cigarettes?
No, that's still hurting yourself.
Of course it is, but it is better, right?
I mean, kinda, but
one of them is like getting really close to dying. One of them is you're gonna die in like 60 years from lung cancer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better in the moment for sure.
That's why my therapist told my parents to buy me cigarettes, and that's why they did it.
Oh.
Yeah. Huh. Remember? Didn't I tell you about that? And you were like, your therapist didn't fucking tell your parents to buy you cigarettes.
I mean, yeah, but it would have been 20 years ago that this conversation happened.
Now that I think about it, around that time that I was doing that, I was getting raped a lot. So I wonder if that has any correlation with all
the cutting, the cigarettes, the drug abuse, and the rape.
Things in my childhood are starting to like... I'm 32 and I'm just like putting all this stuff together. Everything's starting to make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, this is why I've slowly started to resent my mother more.
I think you're going to say me.
Things back.
I thought you were going to say it's why I've slowly started to resent you as time goes on.
I know this is why I
How dare you get raped, Patrick?
Yeah.
The more I learn, the more I'm just like,
realize?
Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
No, but like the more I look back on like the neglect and the abuse and stuff, and I'm just like, at the time it really didn't seem like that. But then like now that I'm looking back, I'm like, maybe
you shouldn't get raped by a 24-year-old
before the alcoholism.
Yeah, maybe your mom shouldn't hit you. There's these things that just seem normal until you turn into an adult yourself, and then you're like, wait, I would never do that. Wait, hold on a minute. I've been 24. I would have never dated a 15-year-old.
I've been a hardcore alcoholic. I still wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That's another thing is like I became an alcoholic, forgave her for being an alcoholic, and then started thinking, wait, that's not a symptom of alcoholism.
Oh, wait.
Hold on. Like, no, because I'm drinking just as much as you were at that point.
You got no fucking excuse.
That's not the same fucking thing.
No.
No. You bitch!
I hear other people's stories. I'm like, man, damn, my family's pretty all right.
Oh yeah, you had a good childhood, right? Like you lived in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Comparatively speaking,
relative to all of y'all, I did. I mean, my
biggest
worry in my childhood
was the rape.
My biggest worry in my childhood was I lived in an isolated area, so like my only childhood friend was my sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
the winters were cold and the summers were hot.
I was poor.
Yeah.
My house literally is either falling in or has overtime. My dad has added shit to it that is like keeping it up. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. It's like a patchwork job. You got that
No, my house is patchwork.
Your
house.
My house is patchwork. It's basically the fucking ship of Theseus. It is. At this point, I'm not even sure if it's the same fucking house. I really don't.
It's definitely more than 50% a new house at this point.
Oh yeah,
dude, it is. It really is.
How long are we into this episode?
We're only at about 49 minutes.
49 minutes. Okay.
We can do another bit for a while here and be okay.
Well, I mean, this has just been a trauma dumping podcast, but like, I mean. I don't really know how to talk about any of that stuff without being like, you know what? Same with you, where I'm just like, I'm just having revelations where I sit there and go, you know what? Maybe that wasn't something that somebody that age should have been doing.
Yeah, like I make excuses for it at the time and even in the years preceding it. Because I was like, no, it wasn't like that.
Wait a minute. It was a little bit like that.
I mean, I guess it was kind of like that, but like not like on like TV or something and then like, well, there was that one time.
There's no way her parents...
And then I was just like...
I guess...
Wait, long before the alcoholism, back when I used to like take ballet and stuff, wouldn't I sometimes sit there for like an hour being like the last person there?
Oh, yeah.
A boy at a ballet studio?
Oh, yeah.
You know, just sitting there like, wait a minute.
She thought you were gay and just didn't want to come pick you up. She was too ashamed.
I don't know what was going on, but suddenly I'm just like, the alcohol wasn't even a factor yet.
The theater major in you.
What happened there?
They were ashamed at knowing that you would be a theater major in the future.
Did she just fucking forget me?
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
yeah, that's just something I can definitely say. My parents never just forgot me somewhere.
Yeah, no.
But I can't. You know what's weird? Weird is that as that I guess is the only thing I have that I can be like, yeah, this was like bad on my parents was like they're both probably untreated ADHD.
Probably undereducated too. I mean, they're poor, so they're probably like undereducated. So like
anything that would come off of that.
Did your parents go to college?
But then you can be like, they're both undiagnosed. They have disorders that they're undiagnosed. So my dad,
also, your mom's just racist. There's that too. I mean, like your mom is both a mixed person.
Racist.
Yeah, she's soft Christian racist.
Yes,
you'll hear more about that when the Shrek video comes out.
Well, it's because my grandfather is just
it's hard
racist, full on racist.
Yeah, he's fuck.
It's the South.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's Tremont racist. Yeah. You know, like there's soft racism here.
He watches basketball games and shakes his head.
As Max Soar once famously said on this podcast, racism has a home here. Welcome to Mississippi.
Yeah.
Go back to the trauma though. I think part of the issue of like doing the whole retrospective trauma thing is thinking that you were valued more than you actually were.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, you know, it's like, yeah, no, they had my best interest in mind.
I was their child, right?
Yeah, like they were taking care of me.
Yeah, your self-esteem just goes through the floor after that too. Once you realize it,
and
you're like, oh, wait a minute.
I just live mostly off of luck.
Yeah.
It's like, so my old mother didn't have.
Where was your dad after? Like, your dad doesn't live that far from here.
Oh no, he's cool.
Yeah, I know, but like, why didn't your dad come pick you up from shit?
Like, what happened to your dad?
Because I, again, at the time, didn't understand how bad it really was.
Yeah.
Well, were you choosing to live with your mom or what?
When she went to rehab, I did go live with my dad for a while.
And did it rule?
It was all right. It was a little crowded. He's not like a man of great means.
Oh, I see.
But like, you know, I mean, it was totally cool.
Were we talking about like single wide trailer?
No, just like small house.
Small house? Mm-hmm. Micro house level or just small house?
Just small. Not quite micro.
Probably like my house size.
Yeah, small house. Like 2 rooms, a bathroom.
Yeah, 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a
kitchen.
What
most people would consider a starter house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's you know, normally it should just be him and his wife, but my stepsisters have their own thing. Well, one of them.
Did your dad get remarried?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Not too long afterwards. And I'm also cool with stepmom, new wife. She's totally cool.
Oh yeah, we talked all about stepmoms earlier in this. I know how you are with your stepmom. We've already been through how cool it is to have a stepmom.
Honestly, we've never really just treaded on each other too much. So we've kept like a polite distance, but then when like, you know,
You got really
We were in
close when
cramped
you said you were
corners.
going to go off to college, though.
Everything was
But
fine.
yeah, that one time she got stuck in the sink.
Yeah, that one time, and then you were like, "I'm going off
It was
to
the
college."
dryer, but you know.
Or
Okay.
that time she caught you masturbating.
Or that one time
Yeah, so
that
then my
you
stepsisters came in. And
Oh
like
my God.
or that
stepmother,
one time
yeah.
you were stuck under the bed and she happened to have that strap on.
Oh, yep, that was a oof, man.
Found out she had that for a different reason later on, but all right.
Yeah, yeah. Learned a lot about my dad that day
Yeah.
too. But no, no, I actually have no idea what my dad does in the bedroom, other than that he does stuff in the bedroom.
What about
Like,
what
that's
do you?
the beginning, middle, and end of that. But
what
that's something that.
What's the over under on?
If your wife came tonight and had a strap on and was like, I want to try this, would you do it?
Could she fuck? She'd have to
I might let her
stand
put
up.
it in once, but you
She'd
know,
have to stand up to like.
Nah,
if you're on your knees, she'd have
all
to
Eric would
stand
have to
up
do
behind
is-
you on both legs.
No,
to, like,
just
short
doggy
legs.
style. Eric could do it doggy style.
yeah, but she comes up to like here.
Well, you just
She's
spread-
like the size of you. I mean, it would be like
He could crouch.
yeah.
Well-
Okay, you know what? Prone bone. She could do prone boning.
Oh, missionary.
Well, with doggy style, all you do is either or has to just spread or move together their legs more to adjust height. It's actually pretty easy.
yeah,
yeah.
or missionary.
I know.
Oh yeah, nice missionary pregging from your wife.
Why are you discounting it for?
Because I'm sitting here being like,
Honestly, some of the women I've had anal with prefer it in the face-up missionary thing.
Yeah,
'cause
that
it kind
does-
of like goes upwards.
well,
a
they've
little
got
bit, and they're
stronger
just like,
legs. That's the
you
truth
know,
of it.
They're just like, yeah, this is actually a little bit better than doggy style anal.
I've never given anal, so I don't know.
You've only ever received?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I thought you'd have at least tried it.
Mm-mm. No, we
Well,
tried. Well, we tried, but like the guy started crying. So I'm not
he
lying.
can give
That's
it,
real.
but he can't take it.
Yeah,
huh?
that was the reality of that situation. I was like, it's okay. I guess we're done for the day. Are you all right? You know, it was one of those
I think
situations.
you should have looked at him and been
Did
like,
they at
okay,
least blow you
well, we
or
need
give
to
you
at
a-
least train.
No, yeah, right. No, I went into the living room. This was just like a hookup thing with me and this other guy, and it lasted one night. And my cousin came with me for safety because I didn't want. You know, I was like, I don't know this guy that well. I don't want to go somewhere where it might be dangerous. And we went to his apartment, and my cousin sat out playing Shogun Total War in the living room on his laptop. And then once the crying started, I was like, all right, we're just going to see ourselves out of this situation. You know, we're just going to
I
go
definitely
home.
don't think I could continue having sex with someone who started crying.
Yeah.
I think
Bit of a mood
that's
killer.
Epstein levels of sadism there.
feeling like you're raping someone is basically like, I mean, it's up there.
If
you
you're
know?
a good
Okay.
human being, it should be.
Yeah, it's
Like,
up there.
you should be like, oh, I'm
Well,
doing
side
something
question.
sexual that's become unpleasant and uncomfortable for someone.
If someone
I
has a
should
rape
stop.
fetish and they're like, if that's the RP they're into and they're consenting to it, is that okay?
I did that
is a
once.
discussion that has to be had and be very, very clear about.
Yeah.
The
Like,
woman who
if you
raped me
do,
had
it's
like
fine.
kind of a thing like that where I duct taped her to a chair one time and then put a knife in the freezer so it'd be really cold. And then like, you know, I duct taped her naked to a chair
Mm-hmm.
and then blindfolded her and shit. And then like ran the knife over her body and like used ice cubes on her nipples and shit.
Wow.
So you know, where was I going with this? About like, oh, if they have a rape fetish, is that okay? In that context, I'm like, yes. But I mean, in the context of exactly what was happening, no. But you know, but in the context of if we were the same age, yeah, it was
it's
all
fine.
right. It was okay.
The only thing about rape fetish is that it just has to be very clearly discussed. That's
Yeah.
really all there is to it. Then it's no different from any other role play, and you have to have a safe word.
Yeah,
Like,
have a safe
other
word.
than that, like, I don't see any problem
Have a very
with it.
good safe
Just
word like
be
pineapple.
careful.
I don't know. Pineapple's too many syllables. You want just. How about just stop? No, actually, that's,
Well, that kind of kills.
That
If it's
kinda
a rape
kills-
fantasy, it kind of kills it a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta be choosy about your wordage.
You need a
because
word
if it's
that
a
you,
rape
like, you
fantasy,
wouldn't
you want to
say-
be able to say stuff you would say in a rape fantasy. So
all right, start listing off something, and I'll see if it's an object I've used during sex before, and then we can start
You've not
cutting
used
out.
a pineapple during sex.
Oh yes, I have.
No, shut up.
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
off.
I have.
No,
Fuck
you haven't.
Fuck you.
That's
Same
way
woman
too
who
rough.
raped me. Same. No, I mean I cut the pineapple first.
you just ate it sensually.
Yeah, I mean I'm trying.
Tapioca.
Does pudding count?
I mean, it is also often pudding, but tapioca pudding would probably be the
I don't know if it was.
pudding.
I don't know if it was tapioca pudding or not. I have no idea.
Okay, we'll skip tapioca then.
What's the game again? What are we doing?
Oh, I don't
trying
know.
to say
we're trying to fill
object
time on the podcast. That's the game. We've got 15 minutes more to talk, and we've done nothing.
Well, I mean, no, we're at 59 minutes now. So,
oh, okay.
I mean,
well,
like,
I'm at 1% on my phone.
We'll see if we can get to
die.
69 minutes just for the joke, and then we'll stop there.
Just for the meme.
No, I lied.
Just for the fact that no one cares about your fucking phone, Will.
I do. I tell you. I need
my
a
phone's
charger.
gonna die.
Help me.
The charger is plugged into the machine, Will. Yeah.
Why do you need to have your phone charged for the podcast? You just sitting there fucking around on your phone while we're doing
he
all
would
the work?
never, especially while I'm talking about getting raped. Will's favorite thing to do is just not even pay attention while other people are talking about their traumas when they were in use.
He's just scrolling through Reddit, scrolling through.
Oh yeah,
he's just scrolling through Reddit, scrolling through Rule 34.
Look at that.
Scrolling through Sync Architects.
Is that not cool?
I mean, yeah.
He's on
I'm glad that you
r/Lucky
don't
Pierre.
care about our, childhood trauma, but I mean, that's a cool dragon
if you
sync,
could
I
at least
guess.
make the story.
What's the most traumatizing thing that happened to you as a child, Will?
Yeah.
Let's make it fair.
Yeah. I was targeted by a pedophile at church once.
That's pretty up there.
No, my parents stopped that.
Damn, it's better than my parents.
So his parents actually came in and helped him during a trauma.
Well, see, I was like, hey, there's this weird guy I met outside, and like I told them about him. They were like, ooh, sounds like a pedophile to me.
And you were like, what's a pedophile?
They didn't say that out loud, but that was because like they called the cops. I had to go talk with the preacher.
In the town that you grew up in, how is there no way? I mean, that you lived in a town of 800 people.
Yeah.
Like, you know
what's crazy too is because they also knew other church kids who had gone to that guy's house.
Oh, I'm sure that they ended up like me and Eric. We should have them on the podcast.
Yeah.
You're still in contact with any of those guys?
Yeah, we need to talk to them. They'll have more to add to this discussion.
Not really.
And some of them probably know Cinnamon Toast Ken. We can add to that. We can just add to that.
Yeah, there's a decent chance, at least 1 out of 10.
Yeah, 1 out of 10 of those guys. I mean, every kid who's been raped in Mississippi has met Cinnamon Toast Ken at least once.
I never heard that they got like anything like they got touched or anything. Like the worst I heard was like essentially like he had like a lake near his house and like you could fish there. He would just like
skinny dip.
Yeah, he would just he would just want you to take off your shirt. You know.
Okay. He always had a camera with him.
Probably. I don't know. I never went.
Yeah.
I got stopped. My parents were like, you are not going anywhere with that creepo.
You're not going fishing with that guy.
Yeah. You're not going with that creep.
Well, this is the I've Been Raped by Anything podcast. My name is Patrick.
My name is I've Been Neglected and Abused by Anything, Eric. And there's the fresh, happy little baby boy who doesn't have any fucking trauma over here. Named.
What's your excuse for being high all the time, huh? What's your excuse?
Why do you need to deny the world your fucking consciousness?
You're just like, oh, the government's out to get me.
No,
I'm like,
no, it's much simpler. No, it's much simpler.
I played Metal Gear Solid 2
You guys had to get your no. You guys had to get your trauma from the outside. All my trauma was from the brain. It gives me no dopamine. I cannot experience happiness very much.
Yeah. Sounds to me like he's being lazy.
Yeah. Sounds to me like
mental health can just be summed up as laziness.
It's like being gay, Will. It's a choice, all right?
You choose not to produce dopamine in your brain.
Yeah, you're right. I should just get over it.
Anyways, turn the fucking machine off. I'm done.